there was like a team meeting where like the manager was trying to fire up the team, and he was like, "Does any players have anything they want to say?" And Zach Greinke raises his hand and goes, "You know, somebody's been going to the bathroom and not washing your hands, and that's really disgusting."
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, all around the world, we bring you another ripping edition of the Dan vs. D Sports and Stuff podcast. We're DVD for short, DVD as in DVD player. I'm your player with D with 2 E's, and always at my right, for some strange reason, state your name.
I'm Dan with an A-N. It's nice to see you.
Good.
All.
Sorry, I just like kind of like when I was reaching, extending my arms, I just tapped your knee or something.
No, can you do that again?
Well, like that.
You know what you're doing right now? You're LeBroning.
that needs to catch on, man. Or has it like caught on? Then like the wave just dispersed now because like memes just kind of go like and kind of like a. You know, I guess how you describe it kind of goes like a bell curve. Like it starts out like that, like, you know, low, and then it goes up, and then it goes and then tails off.
Yeah.
So I guess we don't miss that bell curve, huh?
I guess so.
I mean,
it's too bad.
I'm still rocking the wallpaper of that on my computer. So I mean, it'll never die.
I still think it's funny, man. I don't think that's ever going to stop being funny. I'm still laughing about Kobe Bryant claiming slapping someone in the face was a shooting motion. Like, that was like, 14 years ago or something.
Yeah, he's like long since been off the hook, but people will still remember that. But I think LeBron just unseated him, just him outstretching his arms and just like looking at J.R. Smith. What the heck are you doing? And J.R. Smith just looked like he just doesn't care. I know he cared, but it just looked like he was just like there.
Yeah, he has a bit of the Rashay Caldwell face a little bit, where like
nobody can do Rashay Caldwell, man. He just looked like he was just stoned out of his mind all the time.
Well, no, he had really big eyes. Like it would like his eyes would get really big when he was on the field. But like he did the same thing where like he basically just only had one facial expression while he was playing, and so it was kind of like, you know what I mean? And I think it like when you're seeing JR on TV, you're not listening to the way he talks, so you're not in the huddle with him, and so I think a lot of that extra communication gets lost, and you just see his face, and he looks like he just like completely does not give a shit what's going on.
I'm more so like distracted by like, all the tattoos he's got on his body, man. I mean, you see, he's like covered, his neck is covered and everything. Yeah. Like, I'm like, dang, man, like how do you have like that much like pain tolerance and that much money to blow on tattoos?
It is really interesting.
I mean, you see, remember Birdman? Chris Birdman Anderson? Yeah. All the tattoos he had? And he had, like, the mohawk, too, man. I love Birdman.
That crazy situation where he got catfished.
Oh, yeah.
I ended up watching that catfish episode at one point randomly, because I didn't even remember that happened to him, because I really wasn't super into the NBA in, like,
Wait, that was actually an episode?
Yeah.
Wait, like Catfish, a TV show?
Huh? Yeah.
Like Neve and them?
Yeah, they featured him on that episode.
I need to check that out. That was like one of my guilty pleasures, man.
It was a really nutty situation because the person who catfished him also catfished the girl. So somehow they would talk to him pretending to be the girl, and they would talk to the girl pretending to be him. And weird. It's one of the weirdest ones I can remember from, like, the handful of episodes I saw of that show. Very strange that someone was clever enough to be able to do that.
You know, you kind of remind me of Neve.
You know, that's not the first time I've been told that.
You said that is the first time? Or
I said that's not the first time I've been told that.
You got, like, a Neve going on, man. You do. You got a Neve thing. I don't have, like, the Max thing going on because, like, I don't have as much hair as he does, and it's not gray.
Now, if we could get 90s actress Neve Campbell, then we could have Neve and Nev.
I'd rather have like Tevin Campbell, like he can like sing vocals and stuff. You remember, Powerline from like a Goofy movie.
Oh, word! Man. Yeah, we could have Campbell's chunky chicken noodle.
Yo, like remember the graphics where it had like the football player just kind of like jet out of it real quick, telling about how awesome the soup is, and he was like scoop right back on the can. That was like that bugged me out, but it was also cool to me.
Do you remember,
especially them featuring their moms?
I was gonna say, do you remember when Donovan McNabb's mom became like a celebrity overnight?
Yo, she was
about
amazing.
5 minutes.
Who wouldn't have liked Donovan McNabb's mom like serving her like chunky soup, man? Like cheeseburger chunky soup, or like clam chowder soup, or like meaty and hearty like chunky soup. I mean, they had like 500 flavors, didn't they?
And I guess before Kurt Warner's mom.
Oh yeah, everybody.
She never got as popular as Donovan McNabb's mom.
Didn't Matt Hasselbeck's mom was there or something?
I think she was. Oh man,
I
miss those, man.
Eventually, they just stopped featuring moms. Like they need to go back to like chunky soup is still relevant, right? I guess.
I mean, I can't remember the last time I've seen a Campbell's ad.
They need to feature like more like NFL moms, like serving their sons up some chunky soup, man. Come on, NFL. Right there, like that's a freebie for you, man. Just go ahead and take my campaign idea, revitalize that, and feature,
give us like J.J. Watt's mom or something.
Yeah, man. I mean, come on, like give that, or what's a good one, like Dak Prescott, Cam Newton.
Yeah. Big marketable stars. I'm sure they have adorable families. Anyway, I'm not even sure how we got there. We went on one of our famous...
patented tangents.
Our patented Dan versus D tangents.
Cool.
Anyway.
That's how our mom works.
I don't even think I even said hello. Welcome, everybody. To another just wonderful episode. We've got a great show for you tonight.
Yeah, I thought you said Dan with the A-N. I thought you said that.
Oh, I did say that. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to edit this pretty heavily already. We've got a real humdinger of an episode for you here today.
Humdinger!
We're obviously going to first dive into LeBron because the universe really does kind of revolve around LeBron.
LeBron is gone again.
And we'll talk a little bit about Boogie and how I actually don't think, I actually think Boogie signing with the Warriors is actually not a big deal.
Were we going to do also a react to video?
Right, yes.
We're going to talk about Jameis Winston, he's slipping some more. But go on a little lighter note involving Jameis Winston. Like this one funny video this one guy showed me, and I was like, really? Does this really happen? It's just amazing. It's like him and W's.
I can't even.
Just let your mind wander on that.
Jameis Winston is a shithead.
And I tried so hard to root for him and stuff like that because I want to see someone successful, and of course it's no secret I want to see a black quarterback be successful, but he keeps throwing interceptions and keeps making stupid decisions on and off the field.
He is a shithead.
Is he a sex addict?
Well, he's definitely a sex offender.
Dang.
So there's that.
Well, he's not registered.
Well, no, but it would not surprise me if he had to after this.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, sorry, I did not keep it lighthearted. Anyway.
Do you ever, though?
No.
Okay. So you mean
I'm working on that, though.
Cool,
I'm trying to be a more positive person, as hard as that might be to believe. Let's talk about LeBron.
Okay. Everybody saw this a mile away. He said LA last year, and he chose LA this year. So, yep. I guess, one of my favorite YouTubers right now, Urinating Tree, I mean, he hit the nail on the head. It's he was able to leave and go as he pleased, and Cleveland's just screwed at this point. Like, they don't have anything. They didn't even have a backup plan. They didn't even have no form of backups. Did they not think like, hey, like, in case LeBron leaves, like, we're gonna go this way?
Yeah,
so that's what I'm more shocked about.
That's been kind of a thing this whole time that he's been there, is that he signed like contracts with opt-outs and things, so he ended up signing, I think, 2 or 3 new contracts while he was with the Cavs. Mm-hmm. And so they basically had to kind of go year to year.
So the threat was always him leaving?
To a point, and I think he did that on purpose as to kind of have leverage over Dan Gilbert.
Dan Gilbert, the greatest owner ever.
Oh, he's also a shithead.
Yeah, so I've heard.
But
I just remember that letter he wrote when like LeBron left the first
Comic
time.
Sans.
Did he? What? It was Comic Sans?
Yeah.
Oh no, man! Like, he committed the ultimate sin.
Now, one of my biggest regrets is that we didn't start doing this many years ago, because I would have loved to fucking have this show going when, like, that stuff happened. Because, holy crap. That would have been, I mean, that was, like, the golden age of, like, NBA memery.
Like Dan Gilbert?
The letter, the Comic Sans letter, and all of the not 5, not 6, not 7.
Wow.
And all the Miami stuff. Anyway,
they only got the 2.
It's true. Yeah. That was kind of a stupid thing for him to promise, but whatever. Anyway, but yeah, the Cavs have just been kind of stringing it along this whole time and made a bunch of really franchise-altering trades to kind of keep this team going.
Was that kind of to like LeBron's doing, I guess?
And well, and I'm actually glad I didn't ask you this question earlier when we were off the air, because I think this is a very good place to kind of jump off this discussion. Before we even get to LeBron and the Lakers is, so you as a sports fan, so essentially what happened here is the Cavs very, very aggressively mortgaged the future for this very brief competitive window.
So like Brooklyn Nets, Cleveland edition? The Cleveland Nets?
I don't think it's quite that bad, because at least the Cavs
could be that bad.
At least the Cavs got a good team out of it.
Mm-hmm.
But they got the championship. A bunch of crazy crap had to happen for them to win that championship, but they won the championship. So I guess that's my question to you. Do you feel like, and it's different for us because we're Patriots fans and we're, fans of, you're a Bulls fan, so like you had that experience in the 90s, but like if you're a fan of a team that's like never won, do you think that's worth it? Because they're going to be crap. They're going to be utter shit for like the next 5. Like it's going to be a very, very long time before they're good again.
I guess, and it used to matter with me like the championship or bust. But I remember what was it? Our conversation we had back on the very first episode.
The math doesn't work.
Yeah, about how you would love, like, everybody wants a championship, but the problem is not everyone can win the championship. Right. But there's another way you can win by having an entertaining product that you're excited to see, you're excited to like spend your money on to go watch, and like you have a franchise that's not making too many facepalm decisions, just like being consistently good. I mean, everybody wants to be great, but not everybody can be great. But if you can be consistently good for a long time, like how would that not make you happy? It's like, would you want to be, what was it? I think Bart Scott said this. He used this quote in that 30 for 30 special, Broke. It's like, would you rather like, live like a king for like a year, or like, live like a prince forever? So it's kind of that feeling. So do you want to eat good for a year and then starve for the rest of your life, or do you want to like eat good just across a whole bunch of years?
Yeah, and I mean, because like this is like, this is going to be a valley for the Cavs. They're not even going to be good. They're not even going to be fun for
this is a pit
many
right
years.
now, man.
And so, I guess that's the trade-off. I don't know. But again, I think it's almost hard for us to understand because we have had so many, like, happy championship winning moments.
Don't worry, I hear it from my girl for all the time because, like, she's from Tennessee.
Yeah.
Predators haven't won the cup, the Stanley Cup, and the Titans haven't won the Lombardi Trophy. So it's like trying to keep hope alive with her because they never won anything. They always came close, but they haven't quite done it.
And I will say, like, you know, I was spoiled even as a Red Sox fan in that sense because, like, I certainly didn't have a lifetime of suffering before the Red Sox finally won. You know, literally the first season I followed the Red Sox was 2003. So, like, they won literally the year after that. So,
yeah, I didn't even follow the Atlanta Braves, like, until, like, after 95 when they won that championship. So I really don't remember that. I don't think I was watching then. So, like, by the time I did watch, you know, we were still at the prime of, like, the years of Glavine, Smoltz, and Maddox.
Yeah.
And then, like...
the 14 straight division titles.
So, yeah. Bobby Cox running the show, getting ejections left and right. That was amazing. Like, but... and then, like, one of my favorite names for a Brave, Andres Galarraga. Like, yo. But, like, my memories was them, like, you know, striking out against the Astros, striking out against the Yankees, striking out against the Padres, striking out against the Cubs.
Well, there you go. That's kind of proof of concept, isn't it? The Braves made the playoffs, won their division 14 years in a row, and ultimately, in terms of championships, had almost nothing to show for it. Mm-hmm. So, is that worth it? Would you rather have another championship and maybe have won 3 division titles? Like...
I mean, but still, like, you gotta understand, like, you still can't argue with their success. The 14 straight ones, that can't be taken away. Not, like, do I want to win a championship? Yeah, absolutely. But even if you have, like, the best team ever and they keep winning championships, if they won, like, straight championship after straight championship, it's like, I mean, eventually, wouldn't you, like, kind of get tired of it in a way? I mean, that would get tired, that would get boring. But, like...
just look at the Warriors.
I mean, it's just like spoiler alert. I mean, the season's over before it even begins.
Yeah.
But for me, it's as long as it's entertaining, and as long as, like, the other teams are also, like, entertaining to watch, going and giving your team a challenge and making the games exciting. Like, I feel like you win that way. I feel that you win more than when you see your team win the championship. It's nice, but there's more to it than just, you know, straight wins and losses.
Yeah.
And it took me some time to understand that. Like, when I listened to that episode and, like, when I thought about it and took a philosophical approach to it, I was like, oh, okay. Dan was on to something.
Because, like, and I think I fall down on that side of things, too, in that, like, because, like, the last couple of years are a good example. The Red Sox won 93 games 2 years in a row, and they got bounced in the first round of the playoffs pretty handily.
Which is frustrating, but...
it was frustrating, like, that day, but I spent, like, 6 months having fun.
And what about the Celtics? What about the Boston Celtics this year?
I had so much freaking fun watching that team blossom in the playoffs. It was such a blast.
I don't think I really watched a Bulls game this year, because I knew they were going to be absolutely terrible, but like, sometimes, like, if I knew a Celtics game was on, I was tuning in because they were just a fun team to watch. And that's what I'm saying. It's not just for people who are fans, like you don't have to be just a fan of just your own team, your respective team. If another team that's not your favorite team is doing their thing and is a fun team to watch, you're gonna have outside fans watching them.
Yeah. Because
it's great television.
But I will tell you, though, were I a Cavs fan, I might still, like, follow the NBA, but I definitely am not paying attention to what's happening with the Cavs the next probably at least couple of years.
I'm probably not either.
You know
I just want to see. It's like I just kind of like want to see how low they can, like, actually go.
I know.
That's the team I want to watch. And just see Dan Gilbert just like wallow in his own misery that he probably deserves.
But like, I don't know. But I guess my point in bringing up the Red Sox originally was that before they won the championship in 2004, and even, again, like, I can't really say that I had lifetime of suffering, but like, but I would have signed up for 20 losing seasons in a row if it meant the Red Sox winning the World Series. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just wanted to see it happen so badly that I was willing to, like, if like the theoretical baseball devil offered me that trade, I would have taken it.
That's how it was with the Patriots winning their first Super Bowl against the Rams. Yeah.
And it's very different when you've seen it happen in your lifetime and you can at least have that memory to treasure. And so,
yeah,
I don't know. I think Cavs fans seem to be generally, because like, everything that happened for them to win that championship and for LeBron to come home and deliver that for them, and it was his childhood dream and everything, And
it was like, he delivered it, and then now what?
It is time for him to leave, and I guess now we can transition to what's next for him. Because I hope not. Or at least if it's
whether we like it or not, he's gonna force his way into like our eyeballs and like our like TV screens and tablets and phones and all of that.
Well, if the media maybe just would stop paying attention to him.
He's just so kooky and like over the top. How do you not like look at him? And how do you not pay attention to him?
Maybe LeVar Ball will run for president someday and then everyone will be forced to pay attention to him, just like with that other guy.
That other guy.
Anyway.
Oh, boy.
Anyways.
Do you like the move, though?
I'm very conflicted about it because...
Tell me, man. I've been dying to hear this. Go ahead, man. I'm gonna pretend I'm holding this mic right here. There's like a bunch of mics right over here.
Okay, right. I'm being interviewed now.
Yeah.
I really like LeBron.
I do too.
And
greatest player ever. Well, not ever, but greatest player in our generation. Dang.
Okay, one day, you and I, if we get together and we really have no topics, we need to do our version of MJ versus LeBron.
Wait,
not today.
Are we gonna have a couple beers or something? Do we need that or some kind of alcoholic beverage of choice?
But I'm legit. I'm legit. I think we should have that debate. Even if we both lean the same direction, we should each take a side and then have the debate. Because I think that would be fun. We'll just do an entire episode of just pointless BS.
Michael Jordan had the best, he was announced in the best way possible. Michael Jordan.
LeBron has yet to have an action platformer made about him. So
I mean, he is going to have Space Jam 2, though. So.
LeBron James, chaos in the land.
I mean, that's what happened when he left. He just left. He just spontaneously combust once he takes a bus or takes a plane to LA.
No, the perfect... Man, we're getting sidetracked here, but I don't care. The perfect premise for the LeBron James video game would be LeBron has been gone from Cleveland for a while, and he returns to find that, evil demons have taken over the city. And he has to use his superpowers to fight all the demons.
So is this and
clean up the city?
So is this when he went home like in real life?
Yeah.
And it's like a wasteland, but he just makes it a promised land again?
Yeah.
Yo, I like that.
Yeah. I'm certain we should pitch this to him. What if we get to meet LeBron?
Man.
And then make him a video game? That would be so much fun.
Man, if I met LeBron, I would like for him to hook me up with some kicks or something, man.
But anyway.
Or at least his personal trainer on how he gets those muscles.
That's true.
Yeah.
Go
ahead.
My point is, I like LeBron. Mm-hmm. I don't understand why people hate him so much. Because, he's generally been nothing but, a nice guy literally in his entire career.
I guess people see him as selfish because he's, I guess, not staying with one team and he's going after his brand, I guess. And he does, in a sense, he does some, team politicking, especially, the whole GM stuff and all.
I mean, I guess that's fair. And I did my fair share of making fun of him, especially when he first went back to Cleveland. I used to refuse to call them the Cavaliers. I would call them LeBron. I just would I'd be like, oh man, the Celtics are playing LeBron tomorrow night.
I mean, you saw what happened with Saturday Night Live, in 2018, it was LeBron James and the other Cavaliers. So people were still doing that even to this year.
But you may notice that after they did the impossible and they beat the Warriors, I retired that joke permanently. Because
I still think it was a fluke because he petitioned for Draymond Green to get suspended.
Dude.
And then that halted their momentum.
Dude, Super Bowl 42 was a fluke. It still counts.
I know.
You know what I mean?
It didn't just count, though. It ruined the perfect season.
That's my point. It does not matter how fluky or how improbable that game is. That was a 1 out of 1,000 game. But it doesn't matter. That's the one that we had.
Yeah, but then it happened again in 46.
Super Bowl 50. Was that... Whatever. 28-3. 28-3. The Falcons were 99.7 to win that game. Okay?
I just cringe when I see that giant blue, though, man.
Yeah, no, for real. You have I have an anxiety reaction to that logo whenever I see it.
That's what happened when I saw that chef, man, when he came out to say hi to us. Everything was going great, and then I saw that Giants hat.
And it just ruined your birthday.
It didn't ruin it. It didn't ruin it. Oh, yeah, I had a birthday, man. Hey, I'm 29 years young. I'm 1 year away from 30. So, man.
Let's take this opportunity to all wish Dee a happy birthday. In fact, I think everyone in the audience should sing to him right now.
And song over.
That was probably a pointless move.
You know I hate it though, when people's like, hey, go sing happy birthday. Whenever you have a group of people that don't want to sing, they sing that same monotonous happy birthday. We got invaded by zombies, and then they just because people don't want to sing it. It's like the teacher making you do something that you don't want to do as a class.
You gotta enjoy the moment, man. I just try to belt that shit out because it's fun.
It's just one of these times I just want to say, hey, let's sing happy birthday. And just everybody just spontaneously just groups together. It just becomes this ensemble, awesome singing, choir. Sing it with some gusto instead of
Well, here's what you need to do. You just need to make sure that all of your best friends are the members of a barbershop quartet.
That doesn't sound like a bad idea. I don't know any barbershop quartets.
I don't either.
Man.
I guess I'll have to form one.
Well, someday.
Anyway, we'll form a barbershop duet.
Dang.
Anyway, holy crap.
What's the bad... So you say it's a mixed bag with you with LeBron going to LA. Why?
Okay, so I like LeBron. Yeah. That's point number 1. 2, I don't like the Lakers.
Yeah, because he's a Celtic.
I'm a Celtic fan, and I dislike Lakers, and but really what it is, what it is, because I like Magic. He seems like a super cool guy. You know what I dislike? I dislike the way Lakers fans act.
It's arrogant. LA is arrogant.
And it's the exact same reason that Yankees fans always piss me off, because it's one thing, every fan base has dumb idiot people on Twitter who say stupid shit. That's not really unique to either of those teams. But what is unique to them is this sort of singular arrogance of believing that their team is bigger than the sport, I guess. And that's the thing that I find irritating about it.
So the Dallas Cowboys?
The Cowboys too, same thing, except it's even stupider because their team has had way less success than the Yankees have 27 championships. You can thump your chest about that. That is a literal fact.
And they have Aaron Judge.
And almost all of the greatest players in MLB history have at one point or another played for the Yankees.
Plus they have the Judge.
And they do have the judge. It's almost like they're filling the Supreme Court with conservative judges. Oh. Anyway, I made myself sad.
Aaron Judge is
Aaron Judge is amazing.
Yeah.
And he's also very cool and likable, even though I hate their fans, and their fans don't deserve him. Anyway, but you know what I mean? It's to me, that is very different from the garden variety Twitter asshole. It's well, of course we signed LeBron. Why would almost acting like LeBron's accomplishments elsewhere are less valid than whatever he might do with the Lakers. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't really matter until you do it with or it doesn't really matter until you hit 3 home runs with the Yankees. Those home runs count more because you're a Yankee.
I mean, to be fair though, look where Shaq was with the Magic, then look where he was when he was with the Lakers. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, where he was when he was with the Bucks, and look where he was when he was the Lakers.
But in both those cases, that was the case of an already great player joining an already very good team. You know what I mean? And maybe putting that team over the top, But
would they have been household names if they weren't part of the Lakers?
They wouldn't have been household names if those Lakers teams had been bad.
Yeah.
Like, I think the success has something to do with that.
Well, Shaq was already kind of like a household name, like, because he already had commercials and stuff.
Yeah, and he had the hip-hop album and stuff like that. But...
What's up, Doc? Kid Rock? After song.
But, I don't know. I guess I'm not really making any sort of argument here, because I can't really in good faith be like, well, LA is exactly the same as Milwaukee. But
are you just pretending like all of LA is basically all LeVar Ball?
No, not exactly. I don't know. I just find that annoying, and anything that gives, as much as I like LeBron and as much as I will continue to root for LeBron individually to succeed, anything that makes Lakers fans act like that is bad news, in my opinion. Okay. So there's that. So,
well, for me, like, if you wanted to go to LA, like, hey, let them go to LA. But the problem is, I don't see what's really there at LA as a basketball team, because they're not a championship ready team now.
Yeah, they're not good.
Like, they're not going to be a championship ready team, I guess, for the next couple of years until they get like someone like a Kawhi Leonard, or maybe Jimmy Butler opts out of his contract. Well, he becomes a free agent next year. Or maybe they'll get him in a trade. I don't know. But they just, I mean, they don't have, like, I mean, plus right now, like, they did something with Julius Randle's contract now. He's an unrestricted free agent now. So they're going to lose him. So really, who they have? They got Lonzo Ball, Brook Lopez, Brandon Ingram. Well, and Contavious Caldwell Pope. I mean, and Kyle Kuzma. That's it.
They signed in the last couple of days. They've signed Rajon Rondo and Lance Stevenson.
Man, that's right. Didn't they also pick up like JaVale McGee?
Oh yeah, right, and McGee too. So they basically have almost cornered the market on like NBA meme players. So that's something. Man, they will definitely lead the league in memes next season.
Yo, I cannot wait till like the first like practice when they're scrimmaging, and then like Lance Stevenson's like playing defense against LeBron. He just blows in his ear again.
It's really weird.
I just love it when like, someone like photoshopped that his Lance Stevenson's face, like blowing face, and had it so like he was like blowing Jameis Winston off balance. You know that clip where he like lost the football in that semifinal game?
Oh man. Just 2014 things.
Man. But like I mean, if you want, I mean, his son's going to attend school in LA and stuff.
Yeah,
plus
he's got houses there.
He's got houses there. I mean, why not? But you can't say like he made the decision because it made basketball sense, because they just don't have enough right now.
Yeah, but I mean, on the other hand, he really seems to trust Magic in a way that he hasn't trusted previous executives.
I mean, who wouldn't trust Magic Johnson? That smile, man.
It is one of those things.
He has all that money, man.
He is a very, very charming dude who I'm pretty sure could convince me that I don't know, that I had two heads. But yeah, I mean, so like Kawhi is a free agent next year, so I don't think that they blow up their team to trade for Kawhi now. They pretty much know that it's almost a lock to sign him. So So, like, the reason why they, like, are nuking, like, Julius Randle's contract and stuff like that is it's clearly money at
Cap
this point.
space.
So, it seems weird to think that, like, they're gonna actually just punt, like, LeBron's age 34 season or whatever, but, seems like that's what they're gonna do, so...
And even if they do get good players, I just see them, like, getting eliminated, in the conference semis or the conference finals, because the West is a different beast, man.
Yep.
Either the Rockets with Harden face, or the Warriors where, like, they're just, pretty much, Madden create a roster, like, they're just gonna eliminate them.
Yeah.
I can't root against LeBron James, but I just don't see the plan right now for LA. So I guess it's just like, it's like a soap opera. Like, I gotta tune in. I gotta, like, cross my legs and just, watch the TV and see what happens. That's all.
It's interesting, too, because Paul George opted to stay.
Now, that is what blew... That's what surprised me. The LeBron going to LA, we knew that a year in advance. Everybody was saying Paul George was going there, but instead, he chose to go with the Thunder, and I don't understand. I was actually mad about that. I am mad about that, because you're not going to win no championships in OKC. Like... I don't think he meshed. He meshes okay with Russell Westbrook, but why do you want to be on a team with Carmelo Anthony, who's basically gonna bring the team down like an anchor, who's past his prime, doesn't want to come off the bench, tying him up for ransom with money, and you're just gonna get eliminated in the first or second round every year. Because you're in the Western Conference. I think it was the stupidest decision that he made. And it was fueled by money. He must have been talking too much with Carmelo. He's probably talking about, get your money, get your money. That's what he did. That's what it speaks to me. He went to get his money. Because if he wanted to go to a championship team, that's not the place to do it.
Get this man on SportsCenter.
It's not. I never understood. That's what made me mad. Like, Cleveland fans should be mad at LeBron leaving. Y'all need to be mad for him not joining forces with LeBron, because to me, OKC is kind of like a wasteland in a way. It's not a wasteland. It's just you're kind of like in first round elimination purgatory. You are You can't. You look at the roster they got. It's Russell Westbrook, Russell Westbrook. Now Paul George again, and a past his prime Carmelo Anthony, who should probably retire, but he probably won't because he loves his money, and plus I guess he still thinks he's like this hotshot all-star when he's not anymore.
But
and
they also sent away Oladipo, who suddenly became really good, further increasing Sam Presti's legacy of trading away amazing players.
Man,
but
I like that name too, Victor Oladipo, and don't forget Sabonis, man.
Yeah,
he's good.
So that I. 2-point agree with what you just said, and also just give me a high five, because that was epic.
To me, like, that made less basketball sense than LeBron going to LA with their roster right now.
Yeah,
because at least they have room to grow.
Now, okay, I have a follow-up question for you.
All right, lay it on me.
Where do you fall down? Well, not fall down.
I have fallen down, but I've gotten back up.
I get knocked down, but I get up again. And they're never going to keep me down.
I get knocked down. And I get up again.
And never going to keep me down. I get knocked down. Wow. It's 1997 up in here.
Man.
Anyway, no. Okay, so there's generally two schools of thought on Russell Westbrook.
I gotta go to school? Dang.
One is that his play style is so, like, weird and ball hoggy and inefficient that he can basically never be on a really good team. And then the other school of thought is that he really just hasn't quite had the opportunity to fit into a good team. Which do you fall down on? Do you think Russell Westbrook makes it basically systemically impossible to build a like true title contender.
And what was the other option?
That they just haven't found the formula yet.
I say they just haven't found the formula because, like, Russell Westbrook, don't get me wrong, like, hey, I don't knock him, he's not a bad player by any means. I mean, last year he won the MVP.
He averaged a triple-double for 2 straight seasons.
That's skill.
Okay, those are counting stats that do rely on usage.
Are they a little bit ball hoggy and stuff, or like ball dominant? Yeah, of course. I mean, if you get a triple double, you're gonna have the ball in your hands most of the darn time.
Right.
But that formula, I just think he hasn't found the formula yet because remember when he had KD and a young James Harden? James Harden coming off the bench, man. The irony, man. Him coming off the bench for the play with Westbrook and KD. Westbrook winning the MVP last year. Him winning it this year. How's that for irony?
Yeah.
And now he's the man for his team. And I think, and you can argue their team was more efficient than a Russell Westbrook ran team. And they had a Paul George and a Carmelo Anthony. But when you remember when they went to the finals against the Heat, they had he had a KD and he had a young James Harden, and then Scott Brooks was like the coach and stuff. I guess the other players they had there, I guess they just couldn't string together and make that complete formula that would take down the Heat. I mean, of course the Heat had shooters and had had great defense and had great chemistry with Wade, Bosh, and James. So, and they found a way to make that formula work. But to be fair, though, remember that first year when they lost? It took a loss, like a championship loss, to the Mavericks to kind of reassess what they had, and they gelled even more. And I think that's what led to their eventual success. They had to take their lumps. And then they returned back to the finals and then got the job done. Look what happened with the Thunder. They got to the finals, they lost, but it was like they were like, okay, they got a young nucleus, a young core, they'll get it.
Everybody
get back.
kind of assumed they'd be back the next year.
And they never came back.
Now,
so they could never just pull together.
And I guess that's sort of more the question relating to Westbrook, because you said you felt like that team was just basically playoff purgatory. But I mean, do you think that deep down Russ has the goods, that he is capable of playing, and that like a Russell Westbrook led team is capable of playing championship basketball, whatever you believe that to be?
I can't bet against his skill. I can't. I really think that he just needs players, I guess, that can. I think he needs kind of like a team like LeBron James. He needs to have the ball in his hands, everybody else spread out and just be ready to shoot jump shots, shoot threes or be wide open, and them being productive that way. I don't think because I don't think the roster he has right now. I mean, look at Paul George. I mean, he's not ball dominant, but I mean he sometimes needs the ball in his hands.
But he's also like a big volume kind of scorer that likes to have a high usage rate as well, which doesn't necessarily play well.
And Carmelo Anthony isn't really a good jump shooter anymore.
And Anthony still believes he's Carmelo Anthony from 8 years ago. And he's not realized that he is, at best, a bench player at this point.
Do you remember when we were debating who was who was going to have the better career, LeBron James or Carmelo Anthony?
Isn't that amazing to contemplate?
Man. So I mean, I guess a sliver of me is saying he can't win a championship based on the way he's playing, but the way he plays is what makes him great. So if you was to kind of shift him to a different or a smaller role, then you're going to take the Russell Westbrook away from him. That's like telling LeBron James he can't take the ball up the court or have every play run through him or something.
Right. Well, because I don't know. I've definitely heard NBA Twitter people try to make the argument basically that Russ's play style might make the Thunder a good team, but ultimately kind of hinders them from being great. And to be honest, I think some of that's got to be structural, because if you say took Russ and you swapped him onto the Warriors and swapped out Klay Thompson, that team still wins the NBA title.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, because just by virtual default, because of it's the Warriors.
Yeah, I don't believe that like Russ's presence on that bizarre theoretical team would like prevent them from winning. So to me, I don't necessarily really buy that. Maybe I'm misrepresenting their argument, but I don't really buy that as an argument.
Think of what they were saying about the Rockets. It was James Harden. It's like, can they win with James Harden being ball dominant and all that stuff? Yeah. Then they brought in
They found a way.
They brought in a Chris Paul. They brought in Trevor Ariza, and they're like, oh, can these guys coexist? And somehow they gelled. They gelled together.
Isn't that nuts too? That like everyone was saying last year when the Rockets brought in Chris Paul, like, what the hell? How is this ever going to fit together? And the team won 65 games. So, like, something worked.
And should have beat the Warriors.
You know what I mean? Yeah, they should have beat the Warriors. Mm-hmm. But anyway, I guess we got way, way into the weeds on this one. I just find that a really interesting topic. And
for me, like, the final answer is he's good. Don't take away, like, what makes him great. It's just he just hasn't had the team around him that have that proper gelling for them to make that next level leap. Because remember, they had the squads, but then they blew that 3-1 lead.
Yeah.
And then lost to the Warriors, and that led to KD leaving and stuff. So they just never, they've had talent, they just never been able to bring it all together.
Yeah.
So like answer B.
Well, very quickly, because I do find it interesting when we have these kind of discussions, for me to kind of take the other viewpoint and see if
playing devil's advocate?
Sort of. So let me try to make a pro Paul George signing with the Thunder argument then.
Okay. I want to hear this.
Because what the other thing that's really, really fascinating about it is that he did not do a 2-2. He signed, I think, for 4 years.
Yeah,
like
so
that.
he really locked himself down.
So he decided, this is the place I'm going to play. And he gave up the notion of going and playing with LeBron or playing in LA or any of that. And when you look at it from this standpoint, it's like, if his goal is to win, like, his presence, say, on this LeBron Lakers team would make that team better, but I don't think it realistically increases their chances of getting past the Warriors.
They would still get beat by the... I see what you said. They're going to get beat by the Rockets or the Warriors, yeah.
Whereas, I don't know. I mean...
I guess everybody was just talking about he wanted to go to LA, LA, and then when it didn't happen, it was just like...
But,
wow.
But he seems to really... obviously he seems to really enjoy playing there if he was willing to commit to it. And what if... Because, the Thunder were, really good at points last season. They couldn't quite keep it going the whole year. But, what if that just gets better? What if they keep figuring it out? What if he kind of knows a little bit more than we do? You know what I mean?
That's always the case.
And... So I can almost see it from that perspective. They're not a bad team at all.
No, they're not a bad team. It's just it's hard for me to see where that next level is going to come from.
Yeah. And
that's why I said, first round elimination purgatory. You're good enough to get into the playoffs, but are you great enough to make a run, especially in the tougher of the two conferences?
Yeah. And that's fair. But it's I don't know. I guess that really isn't actually that much of an argument for him signing there, but it's sort of where else realistically are you going to go that's going to be that much better? The Warriors are obviously not going to sign you.
Philly? Because, hey, if you put him on that team, they go to the finals next year.
Maybe?
Or he goes to the Celtics and they go to the finals next year.
Yeah, I guess I could see that, but I don't know. I don't think he's like a perfect fit for either of those rosters either, you know? So that's part of it. I don't know. I'm not making much of a cohesive argument here. Other than basically, it's sort of like what the Democrats' campaign platform always seems to be, which is basically, we're not that horrible Republican guy who's running. So I guess my argument is, stick with the Thunder, because there's only maybe one or two situations that are better and every other situation is worse.
Or maybe he's got like a LeBron thing going on. Maybe maybe he loves the city and maybe he wants to bring them a championship as like a final wish or something. I don't know.
Could be. Maybe he pities them because KD left.
That could be a possibility, man.
Anyway, holy crap.
Yeah.
This was good stuff, though. Anyway, we've somehow in this long segment managed to actually not spend a whole lot of time talking about LeBron, but that's okay.
Oh, man.
I think we know the score on LeBron already.
Yeah, if y'all read Twitter, y'all already know, so.
And I mean, there's been a ton of analysis of like what that Lakers team is going to look like, so I mean, whatever.
And like, I remember seeing on Twitter, like 2024, like the starting line was going to be Lonzo Ball, LeBron James Jr., LeBron James, LaMelo, and LiAngelo Ball.
Given that I think we definitively know that LaMelo and LiAngelo are not very good at basketball comparatively.
They're good, but I don't think they're like NBA ready good.
I don't think they're like either of them are ever going to be anywhere near good enough to play in the NBA. So, like, in that theoretical situation, does that team win even 20 games?
Wait, but the starting lineup I just made?
Yes.
Dude, they'll like get in the playoffs like as an 8 seed probably. Because
you gotta figure LeBron's gonna be like 40 at that point.
But LeBron would still know how to play, and plus, you have youth on his side with his kid.
His kid might actually end up being pretty good, so who knows?
And then, like, imagine, like, you know, like, what if it's like his kid can, like, jump out the gym? All they have to do is just have, like, Lonzo just alley-oop everything for him. Or just drive to the basket and then, like, kick it to LeBron Jr. or to LeBron James, because he might have to develop his three-point shot even more. And like, maybe the other balls are, like, actually pretty good. And then, who are they going to have on the roster, like, as reserves? They might have J.R. Smith come off the bench or Kyle Korver.
I was going to say, obviously...
and Lonzo will be able to shoot a basketball.
Obviously, if at that point LeVar Ball has like convinced like Jeannie Buss to let all of his kids play on the same team, he's probably talked his way onto the bench at that point.
Or he's probably become the president.
Oh, no, LeVar is the GM.
Oh
no. And he's somehow managed to oust Magic.
That's the true that would be the true GM.
Oh my God. And
oh man,
this is the dark future we all deserve. What other like fucked up things have happened in this future universe? I think somehow he's like also become the president of Fox News.
I would pay money to see that, honestly.
But now, instead of being a propaganda arm for a certain political party, Fox News is actually just the LeVar Ball 24/7 network.
Oh no.
It just has news about LeVar Ball just 24/7.
I mean, you have a dilemma. You have to like find a way to fill that with content. Is he gonna be like one of those televangelists or something?
You know,
like, it'd be like a great prophet LeVar Ball.
You know for a damn fact that in his mind, LeVar Ball has literally 24/7 amount of content. He would have too much content even for that network. He would have to make a second network.
But the question is, like, would we be able to like handle it?
No.
Wait, isn't there like a channel called LMN, like Lifetime Movie Network? It'd be like he'll purchase that. It'd be LeVar Movie Network. It'll be like it'll be as good quality as like the WWE Studios movies.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And he'll purchase a share of the WWE, and he'll be a part-time wrestler, and it'll be like the match between him, like the match I've always wanted to see, LeVar Ball versus The Miz. Oh and keep in mind, and this is compelling television because nobody is a bigger mark for Cleveland basketball or Cleveland sports than The Miz. He said that they were going to come back from 3-0 and win in 7 against the Warriors on First Take, like, with Stephen A. Smith. And Stephen A. Smith's like, are you crazy? I'm
so sorry.
So can you imagine that the battle of LA versus Cleveland, and it's decided between LeVar Ball and Mike the Miz Mizanin. and LeBron James is a special guest referee. So his heart from where he comes from, or his heart where he is now?
His heart versus his head. Oh my God. This is the future we all deserve, people.
Oh man.
Woo-wee. J.R. Smith is like Secretary of State in this universe.
Man. Just as long as he's not spending on Henny.
Oh God. Anyway, my foot fell asleep something.
I was wondering what was going on, man.
I got so excited about this that my foot fell asleep.
Man.
Very briefly, I do want to take a moment and we need to memorialize something. So, Trevor Ariza left the Rockets. He went to,
man, that's right.
I think the Suns.
Yes, he went to Phoenix.
For like a 1-year deal. But the important thing is that means that glorious comedic trio of Chris Paul, James Harden, and Trevor Ariza from those State Farm commercials.
Oh man, I didn't think about that until you just missed that.
So they're gonna have to make a new commercial for next season.
Hey,
so
it's like follow my lead. Like tell me why.
Ain't nothing but a heartache.
Tell me why. That's for you. That's for you, Trevor Ariza. That was like my favorite commercial in years, man.
We're gonna miss you, buddy. Here's hoping for a mid-season trade.
Also, Trevor Ariza though. How about Trevor Ariza? How long has he been in the league? He has found a way to just keep himself in the league for so long. He was like good on those early Lakers. Those Lakers teams that were so good. He came from Western Kentucky. He's like the only player I know that came from Western Kentucky and is in the pros.
Plus, I've always thought Ariza was just a cool name.
Yeah, Trevor Ariza.
Trevor.
Yeah. Dang, I'm sad now. Thanks a lot for bringing that up.
Sorry.
It's not commercials no more. But it'll live on forever. Or at least think
about the good times that we had though. That commercial existed in the first place.
Yeah, man.
Don't cry that it's over. Smile that.
And we immortalized it in like our what was it? Episode 9. Harden face.
Episode 10.
No. Because 10 was Al Apologies. And 11 was Jay Aren't.
Oh, you're right. It was episode 9.
Oh my gosh! I got the catalog.
Well, I would hope that you're like a super fan with encyclopedic knowledge, given that you are also the co-host.
I know. I need to at some point I need to show you KD face because I saw this Hey Google commercial. And then, he kept, messing it up.
Saying, yo, Google.
Hey, you seen it.
Yep.
But at the very end, he's just smiling at the camera. I was like, that's KD face.
Oh, my God.
KD face.
Is that the, oh, shit, I accidentally posted with my burner account face?
Nah.
Yo, Google, switch my Twitter accounts.
Oh, man.
I'm never letting that go either. Just like I'm never letting Draymond's dick go.
Oh my gosh. I was actually thinking that just now. Like,
that probably is not what I meant.
I was actually thinking, I was like, and I was just trying to say, don't say Draymond's dick, don't say Draymond's dick, and you said Draymond's dick, and I was like, dang it, I actually thought it into existence for you to say. So, what I want you to do, right?
Okay.
I need you to, like, go on YouTube, type in Jameis Winston eats W.
So, like, I heard some references to this, but I don't know what this is.
This is like him trying to motivate his team. And that's all I'm going to say, but I'm just going to, like, you know, I don't want to spoil it.
Is it this? Is this
yes,
okay.
It is.
I want everybody to look at me. I'm going to pass it the coin after I say one thing. Go. That's a W. Let's eat one. Let's eat one. That's a W. How many people want to eat a W tonight? How many eat a W tonight? Come here. That's all I want.
What makes it is just everybody else on his team is just standing there just looking at it. It doesn't look like they're being motivated at all. And it just looks like he's just kind of like an idiot just eating his fingers. What are your thoughts, man?
Wow.
Dan is speechless. I can't wait to hear what you have to say.
I don't know that I have anything
He's
to say.
speechless.
Oh my god.
But did he eat that W or what?
Okay, so like, besides the fact that he's a shithead, my god, he's also definitely not a leader of men or possessing any. It's always amazing because, like, obviously, like, certain guys kind of have to assume leadership roles.
Some have it, or just they don't.
Some people are just so hilariously, are just so hilariously lacking in the skills necessary to do that, that things like this spring into existence. And you know what I mean? It's like, he's been selected his entire life, not for his ability to be a leader of men, but for his ability to, like, throw a football and read a defense.
Uh-huh.
And, like,
I don't know if he can read a defense because he keeps throwing interceptions, man.
oh my god. Oh my god. It's like, you know what I mean? There's always, like, a point where it's like, I was thinking about this earlier related to audio effects. So, like, I was listening to a song and they were doing this weird compression effect that was so bizarre that I thought there was, like, a problem with the file.
Mm.
And I figured out a little ways in that it's an effect and not, like, a mistake the producer made. Mm. But if you can't tell the difference, then it probably wasn't a good idea to begin with. And, like, Jameis, like, starts into this thing where he just starts licking his fingers.
You just hear that smacking.
And it's like everyone is just dead silent, just staring at him. And it's like no one is entirely sure if he's trying to give a speech or if he's just actually gone insane. It's just, oh my god.
It's like your brain, like, part of your brain died when you watched that. I saw it. It's like if I could, like, make that video in slow motion, it'd be like that Simpsons part, like, yo, it's like, hey, Lisa, you can pinpoint the exact second when his heart rips. So it's like the same thing. It's like, now, you pause right here, and you go slow motion, you can see the exact moment where Dan's part of his brain died.
Yeah, God, I wish we'd filmed that.
It wasn't much in this film. You were just like, you didn't move. He just looked at the screen blankly and just didn't move because you just couldn't believe what you just saw. What if Jameis Winston had a cereal, like was sponsored by a cereal, and it was like a special edition, like W's? It's like this grain cereal, just W's, and you're just eating W's.
Well, I'm also thinking about the Cubs. The Cubs, whenever they win, they fly the W flag.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Man.
So, obviously, put Jameis Winston on the Cubs. He played baseball at one point.
He did. I think the Cubs got like a good nucleus going on. I don't think they want them spoiling that.
If only Javier Baez could learn to take a walk.
Shots fired.
I hung out with D, God, a couple of weeks ago now.
Yeah.
Something like that. And I don't even think, we must have been doing something else that night because we were not recording a podcast.
All we were doing, we were just talking. We were just two young men just talking about, the world as we saw it. Yeah. Life and
but
things in between.
But D told me a story that just, I don't know what it is, but something about this story just, broke a part of me.
In a good way.
And I just, collapsed into laughter, uncontrollably. And I literally cannot think about this story without laughing to this day.
You said it broke you. Did it break you like Jameis Winston eating a W broke you, or broke you in a good way?
I would say broke me in a good way. Because like I said, I've needed to laugh quite a bit recently. So whenever I need to chuckle, I think about that and it cracks me up every single time.
Okay.
So why don't you, and so I insisted that he tell the story on the podcast, and we're literally even filming it to upload to our YouTube channel.
I think the camera just got me pretend to eat a W.
Yeah, I set the camera up and then I realized that I actually forgot to actually press play or press record. So whatever. We've got weird ghost lighting going on here too because my light source is down there. But whatever. I'm lazy. It doesn't matter. So why don't you tell me this story, D? Okay. Explain to our listeners what's going on here.
All right. So
actually, tell you what. I will get creative with this. It's not helping at all.
There you go.
That helps. That is much.
Hey!
Right. Yeah, D, why don't you, I'm just going to lean out of the frame here in a second. Why don't you tell us the story?
All right. So I call this story Light Bulb. So, all right. So, see, it's already started. I haven't even told the story yet.
It's got a title now.
Yep. I'm trying to be.
This is like performance art.
I'm trying to be professional. I'm trying to put a header on it,
Word 97 Times New Roman 12 point.
Times New Roman, man, I love it. It's boring, but it's professional and it gets the job done.
Just like me.
Yeah,
anyway,
you're not boring though.
I know.
Anyway, so I was, I think maybe 6 years old, 6, 7 years old. I think I was at one of my cousin's birthday parties, and it was during the summer, so we're okay, just having fun, cake, music, dancing, whatever. Of course, it was nightfall, and I think I was at we were at an uncle's house, my great uncle, and we went down his basement, and of course, it's the dark and kids playing and I guess hide and seek or oh, it's dark and trying to chase people and because it's scary and exciting, whatever. Obviously, I'm scared of dark. So there was this one room that had a light, and I went there. So went there, and there was a bed there. So I sat there, or I think I was sitting there, or I was sitting near there. And there was a couple other kids, maybe some younger, some older than me. So I'm seeing this light bulb, and I've never seen anything like this. It was a normal light bulb, but you know how a light bulb is kind of fixated in your lamp or fixated above the ceiling? Yeah. Well, that fixture was kind of sutured on the wall, about just an inch above the floor, and it was right next to that bed. And I was like, okay.
But this was like literally a light bulb, right? It was not like
it wasn't
night light or anything like
that.
that.
It was like a light bulb as if like with that, but without the shield.
Right.
Yeah.
Was it okay? So like, was it like on a mount that was plugged into an outlet or something?
No, it was like it was like jetting from the wall. I remember.
It was just a light fixture on the wall.
Yeah.
With just a bare light bulb in it.
Yes.
That's so
yes.
bizarre.
That was like the weirdest part. Like I wish that was the only thing. I wish I could stop there as that being the weirdest thing. But things got weirder than that. It got worse from there. So I'm looking at it and like to me it's like that's the only light that's saving us from like total like darkness in that basement. And of course, I'm scared of the dark. So I'm like, okay, I'm making sure the light's cool. But there was this kid. He might have been like it might have been my cousin or it might have been like some kid I didn't know. I think he might have been like 2, maybe 3 years old. He took some intrigue to this light. The same light that was jetting to the wall. Exposed, mind you. Nothing separated him from that light bulb. I'm looking at him because I know something is about to happen. But I'm thinking like maybe something will happen. But I'm in denial because I'm looking at it. I know something's about to happen. But I'm like, I'm just watching. I'm just waiting and seeing. So the kid takes he's so fixated on this light. He's like kind of standing right. And he kind of takes his hands or something. And I think he's just kind of like touching it or just kind of like in a way like feeling around it or like sizing it up, whatever. And I'm just thinking in my mind, I'm looking at this kid, like, it was kind of like in slow motion. I'm just looking at him like, please don't hit the light. 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 And before you know it, the kid just goes and kicks the darn light bulb. And I have never seen anybody kick a light bulb before, and I haven't seen it since. So what happened? It was the scariest but the coolest thing I ever seen. Like the guy, the impact. Once he hit it, you hear you heard the smash of the shatter of that glass light bulb, and you just see like quick sparks from I guess that light. Like, can I escape in that light bulb? And when he kicked it, I heard a kid, like, in the background go, whoa! And since that was the only source of light in that basement, it was light and then insta-dark. And of course, I'm scared of the dark. And I basically just got, I don't know if I walked fast or I just ran out from that basement and ran back up the stairs to go back outside where the light was shining from the stars. But to this day, I can't remember the kid's name or if that person, I was related to him or not. But to this day, I will never forget the time where the kid was fixated on the light bulb and for some reason decided it was a good idea to kick the light bulb and break it. We had the FIFA Cup going on right now. It was like he was trying to score a goal. Like you heard the term bend it like Beckham. I think he broke it like Beckham. It was the scariest but funniest and coolest thing I ever seen. And I've never seen anything like that done to a light bulb like that in my life ever again. I don't think I ever will. So yeah, the kid feeling it out. Just kicked the thing.
Dude, I love the kid in the background. Whoa!
I mean, what would you say if someone just randomly just kicked the light bulb and all of a sudden it's just dark and you just hear a smash and a little spark going up in the air?
Oh my god. I'm having such a hard time breathing right now. Oh boy.
See, this story has this effect on this guy right here.
I don't know why, I just find it absolutely hysterical.
I don't know why the kid kicked it. Maybe
no one knows.
Maybe
it's a mystery.
Maybe wanted to know it was like the crush a light bulb. I don't know.
You just wanted to see what would happen.
That kid is probably like all grown up now. He's likely all grown up now, and I don't know if his mind like could formulate memories that far back. I don't think he was young enough to like to have that memory, but I do. I have that memory.
He has no idea what happened.
I don't know. I don't even know. I can't remember who it was, but I just remember this kid that was younger than me. I was 6, so I was already young, 6 years old, and obviously it was kind of like a toddler or something. Toddler, maybe 2, 3 years old, and he just kicked the light bulb, man. It broke it. I'm actually kind of impressed that he just shattered that thing.
It just like exploded.
I mean, I have so many questions. Like, why was that light bulb fixated on the wall an inch? Like an inch, maybe inch and a half above the floor. Why was it next to the bed? Why were us kids in that room? Why was that kid like unattended, like able to freely think about kicking a light bulb, and everybody just like just ignored him and just let it happen? Like, whoa, whoa.
Oh my god.
Man.
I can't even.
That just takes a cake, man. Like, man.
Thank you for that.
No problem, man.
I don't care if I don't care if no one else finds that funny. I do, and that's all that really matters. I think that's a wrap.
It is a wrap. So, like, I hope you enjoyed, like, you know, our analysis of the NBA. I hope you, like, enjoyed, like, us talking about LeBron and Cleveland, like, everything in between the NBA. Hope you enjoyed the eating of light bulbs. Darn.
Whoa.
Eating
light bulbs is now the title of this
I actually
episode.
saw that. It was, like, My Strange Addiction. I think this guy, like, took a bite. He would eat glass. And I think one of them was a light bulb. I know at least one was like a wine drinking glass or something. But that's a story for another time. But maybe we start again. Like Jameis Winston eating W's, and my infamous light bulb kicking story. So, so man. But I hope you really enjoyed this as much as we did. Like, we had a blast. And, like, also, like, I don't know when this video is coming out, but, hey, I just want to go ahead and say it. It'll probably be afterwards, but, hey, happy 4th of July to everybody. So, like...
Happy America Day.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy, it's okay.
Yeah, he's getting hungry. But anyway, I just want to say, like, hey, thanks for being with us. Go ahead, keep following us. What is it, like, Dan vs. D Castpod at gmail.com.
DVD Castpod.
DVD Castpod. Dang, okay. DVD Castpod at gmail.com.
DVD Castpod at gmail.com.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So,
and Twitter at DVD Sports Show with 2 S's.
Wow.
And yeah, we're on SoundCloud. We're on iTunes.
Oh,
you
yeah.
probably are listening to us one of those 2 places.
Half of y'all have an iPhone, so go ahead, give us a listen.
We're on YouTube as well, and
Coming soon. I'm gonna be uploading to Twitch.
yes, I wanna. I would very much like to Twitch.
Ooh, man.
Anyway, that has all been quite wonderful, and man, you might notice my voice sounds a little bit different now because that is literally how hard I was laughing.
Every time I tell this story, man, he just loses it.
Holy crap. But yeah, it's been nice, and thank you all for coming out to listen to us. I guess on a slightly more serious note, I think it's been kind of challenging times for both of us recently.
Yeah.
And doing the show has been a nice way for us to spend time together, but also a just nice catharsis for both of us that we both very much appreciate. And
No doubt.
even if no one listened to it, we would probably still do it.
We do it for the love of the game.
We really do. And, back in my day, pro athletes weren't paid. That's my impression of a stupid opinion. Anyway.
I mean, pro athletes, if you're thinking about esports.
Yeah, that's true. They really don't get paid.
Now they're now getting paid more now. So.
True.
So that's a start.
It's growing, so that's something. But
Yeah.
they also don't really have unions. So, anyway, one more thing I forgot to mention earlier is you the listener, you have the power to make a difference.
You got the power!
Here's how you can make a difference. This show has still yet to receive a single rating or review on iTunes.
Or an email.
On Apple Podcasts or email. But in terms of what would actually help the show grow, literally a single rating, preferably 5 stars, but I would also prefer you be honest and give us real feedback, would be greatly appreciated. And literally, if you do that, our show will have gone from negative infinity to 1. And that is literally the greatest single jump that this show could ever possibly make.
Man.
So, it's sort of like how you should buy 1 lottery ticket or 0 lottery tickets, but probably not any more than that.
Okay.
So, you, the listener, should do your damnedest to be the first to do that. But anyway, that's a wrap, folks. Appreciate you listening. Have a good night.
Okay. Hey, wait, whoa, 1 sec, man. You gotta do your line, like my line of yours, man. I love it. I ain't gonna let you leave without it.
Folks, I wish I could just hug you all, but I'm not going to.
But someday you will. You know what the funniest word I've ever, like, the funniest descriptive word I ever heard, or like a type of something? A Shih Tzu. As it was describing a dog.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I feel like at some point in my life I heard someone say Shih Tzu because they didn't want to say Shih Tzu. There's also shiitake mushrooms.
Oh, wow. I never forget this one thing. It was like, you remember MXC, Most Extreme Elimination Challenge? They had like this game, one segment, it was called Eat Shiitake.
Oh my god.
Yep.
That's perfect.
They knew what they were doing. It was cable television. What do you expect?
It's smart, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Or there's this guitar pedal, and it's called the Fox Fuzz. Fuxx. So it's not a swear word. The Fox Fuzz.